When people first heard about Leo's dream, they laughed. Not quietly, not politely. They laughed loudly. Leo was an ordinary young man from a small town. No rich family, no special connections, no famous name. But inside him, there was one thing that never left: a strong belief. He believed he could create something meaningful with his life. Every morning, Leo woke up early and worked on his idea. While others slept, he learned. While others complained, he tried. But people around him didn't understand. "Be realistic," they said. "You are wasting your time. This will never work." Some friends stopped talking to him. Even family members looked worried. At first, their words hurt. Leo asked himself many times, "Am I really crazy? What if they are right?" But every time doubt entered his mind, he remembered why he started. He didn't want an easy life. He wanted a meaningful one. Still, the laughter continued. When Leo talked about his plans, people smiled in a strange way. Not because they believed in him, but because they didn't. One man said, "People like you never succeed." That sentence stayed in Leo's head for a long time. But instead of breaking him, it planted something powerful inside him. A quiet decision. Leo decided he would not argue. He would not explain. He would not try to convince anyone. He chose action over words. Every laugh became fuel. Every criticism became motivation. While others talked, Leo worked in silence. And this was only the beginning. Leo stopped talking about his dream, not because he gave up, but because he understood something important. People who don't believe in you don't need explanations. They need results. So Leo changed his routine. He woke up earlier than before. He created a simple daily plan. Every day had 3 priorities: learning, practicing, and improving. While his friends spent hours on social media, Leo read books. While others watched movies, he watched educational videos. While people relaxed, Leo trained his skills. It was not easy. Many days felt boring. Some days felt lonely. There were nights when Leo was tired and wanted to quit. Sometimes he thought, maybe I should live like everyone else. But then he remembered the laughter, the doubt, the words, "You will never succeed." Those memories push him forward. Leo learned to enjoy discipline. He understood that motivation comes and goes, but discipline stays. No one praised him. No one noticed his progress. And that was okay. He learned to be comfortable with silence. Slowly, small changes appeared. His thinking became clearer. His focus became stronger. His confidence grew quietly. Leo no longer needed people's approval. He trusted his process. One evening, someone asked him, "Are you still working on that crazy idea?" Leo smiled and said, "Yes." They laughed again, but this time it didn't hurt, because Leo knew something they didn't. The people who laugh today are often surprised tomorrow, and Leo was preparing for that day. Even though Leo worked hard, doubt did not disappear completely. Some nights, when everything was quiet, the questions returned. What if I fail? What if they were right? What if I waste years of my life? These thoughts were dangerous. Leo realized something important. The biggest enemy was not people, it was his own mind. So he decided to train it. Every morning, before starting work, Leo spent a few minutes in silence. He thought about his goals. He reminded himself why he started. He wrote simple sentences in a notebook. "I am learning every day. I don't need to be perfect. I only need to improve." Slowly, his mindset changed. Instead of fearing failure, he started accepting it. Failure became a teacher, not an enemy. When something didn't work, Leo didn't panic. He asked, "What can I learn from this?" This attitude made him stronger. People still doubted him. Some laughed. Some ignored him. But now, their opinions had less power. Leo understood that belief is built, not given. You don't wake up confident one day. You create confidence through action. Every small win mattered. Finishing a task, learning a new skill, solving a problem. These small victories gave Leo quiet confidence. He didn't feel successful yet, but he felt different. More focused, more stable, more determined. Leo was no longer chasing approval. He was chasing progress. And deep inside, he knew, if he didn't quit, something had to change. Progress was slow. So slow that sometimes Leo wondered if anything was changing at all. But one day, something small happened. Not a big success, not fame, not money, just a small breakthrough. One of Leo's ideas finally worked. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. For the first time, Leo saw proof that his effort was not useless. That moment gave him new energy. He worked harder, but also smarter. He started fixing his mistakes instead of repeating them. He improved details that he once ignored. Leo understood that success is built through correction, not perfection. Meanwhile, people around him still didn't care. Some even said, "You're still doing that useless thing?" Leo didn't answer. He had learned that silence is powerful. That small breakthrough changed his mindset. Before, he was only hoping. Now he was building. He began tracking his progress weekly. He reviewed what worked and what didn't. Slowly, his results improved. Very slowly. And that was okay. Leo no longer needed fast success. He needed real success. There were still failures, mistakes, setbacks, days when nothing worked. But now, failure felt different. It no longer meant stop. It meant adjust. And that difference changed everything. Leo was no longer dreaming. He was creating, step by step. As Leo started making progress, something strange happened. The criticism became louder. People who once ignored him now had opinions. "You're still not successful. This is just luck. It won't last." Some said these words with a smile. Others said them seriously. Leo noticed an important pattern. When you start moving forward, resistance increases. At first, these voices disturbed his peace. He asked himself, why are they so negative? Then he understood the truth. Many people are afraid of seeing someone like them succeed. Leo's effort was reminding them of their own excuses. So he changed his reaction. Instead of getting angry, Leo stayed calm. Instead of explaining, he worked more. He learned emotional control. When criticism came, he didn't react immediately. He took a deep breath and returned to his routine. Work, learn, improve. This calm response gave him power. Leo realized that not reacting is a skill. People expected him to argue, to defend himself, to get emotional. But he didn't. And that silence confused them. Inside, Leo was changing. He was no longer driven by proving others wrong. He was driven by becoming better. Criticism no longer slowed him down. It sharpened him. And with every challenge, his belief grew stronger. Because now he knew, if this path was easy, everyone would walk it. But it wasn't. And that meant he was on the right road. Not every effort brought success. In fact, some of Leo's biggest lessons came from failure. There was a moment when one of his projects completely failed. He had invested time, energy, and hope into it, and it didn't work. For a short time, Leo felt empty. The old thoughts returned. Maybe this is the end. Maybe they were right. But this time, something was different. Leo didn't run away from the failure. He sat with it. He analyzed what went wrong. He wrote down his mistakes. He searched for patterns. Failure became data. Instead of asking, why me? He asked, what can I improve? That question saved him. Leo realized that every successful person has a long list of failures. The difference is that they don't stop. While others quit after one loss, Leo adjusted his strategy. He simplified his goals. He fixed weak points. He tried again. Slowly, his skills improved. Failure no longer scared him. It became part of the process. And with each failure, Leo's mindset became stronger. He understood something powerful. Growth happens when you stay calm in difficult moments. The road was still hard, but Leo was no longer afraid of walking it. Something about Leo had changed. He didn't announce it. He didn't talk about it, but people could feel it. Leo moved differently now. He spoke less, but with more confidence. He listened more. He reacted slower. While others complained, Leo stayed calm. This calmness was not weakness, it was strength. People who once laughed began to watch quietly. Some noticed his discipline. Some noticed his improvement. Some didn't understand it, but they respected it. Leo didn't feel the need to prove anything anymore. His energy was focused inward. Every day, he followed his routine: wake up early, work deeply, learn continuously, reflect at night. This consistency created momentum. Even when progress was slow, Leo trusted the process. He had learned that confidence grows from kept promises to yourself. Each day he completed his tasks. He respected himself more. And that respect changed everything. Others started asking questions. What are you working on now? How did you learn this? Leo answered simply, I didn't quit. That was all. No long explanations. No dramatic stories. Just truth. And deep down, Leo knew. The same people who once laughed were now waiting to see what he would become. Time passed, and the atmosphere around Leo slowly changed. The laughter stopped, not because Leo asked for respect, but because his actions demanded it. People noticed that he was consistent, not excited one day and gone the next. He showed up every day, even when no one was watching. Some people who once criticized him became silent. Others became curious. They started saying things like, he's serious. He really didn't quit. Maybe he knew something we didn't. Leo heard these words, but they no longer affected him. He didn't feel proud. He didn't feel angry. He felt calm. Leo understood that real respect comes late. At the beginning, people laugh. In the middle, they doubt. At the end, they ask how you did it. Leo's belief was now unshakable. Not because he succeeded fully, but because he had proven something to himself. That he could stay disciplined. That he could handle doubt. That he could keep going without applause. His growth was no longer hidden. Opportunities slowly appeared. Small ones first. A chance to show his skills. A chance to lead a small project. A chance to be trusted. Leo didn't rush. He treated every opportunity like a responsibility, not a reward. And that mindset made him stronger than ever. Leo finally reached a moment he once imagined, but it felt very different from his dreams. There was no big announcement. No dramatic celebration. No moment where everyone said, we were wrong. Instead, it happened quietly. Leo's work started speaking for him. People began recommending him without him asking. His name appeared in conversations where he was not present. This guy is reliable. He always delivers. He doesn't quit. These words meant more to Leo than any applause. The same people who once laughed now treated him with respect. Some avoided eye contact. Others tried to act like they always believed in him. Leo didn't correct them. He didn't need to. He understood something important. Winning does not require revenge. The best response to doubt is results. Leo stayed humble. He didn't forget the hard days. He didn't forget the loneliness. Those memories kept him grounded. Now, when someone doubted him, he felt no anger. He felt patience, because he knew how the story ends for those who keep going. Leo also started helping others, not with big speeches, but with simple advice. Be patient. Be consistent. Don't quit when it gets boring. He didn't try to look successful. He focused on staying disciplined, and that discipline protected his progress. The world finally saw what Leo had seen from the beginning. But for Leo, the biggest victory was already achieved. He had become someone who believed in himself, even when no one else did. Leo stood in the same places where people once laughed at him. But everything felt different now. Not because the world changed, but because he changed. The laughter, the doubt, the criticism, they were all part of the journey. Leo realized a powerful truth. People don't laugh because you are wrong. They laugh because they can't see your vision. When he was starting, no one clapped. When he was struggling, no one helped. When he kept going, no one noticed. Until one day, they had no choice. Leo didn't succeed because he was special. He succeeded because he stayed. He stayed when it was boring. He stayed when it was painful. He stayed when quitting felt easier. And that is why he won. Now, people respected him, not for his words, not for his dreams, but for his discipline. Leo understood that success is not about proving others wrong. It's about proving yourself right. And the message of his story was simple. First, they laugh. Then they doubt. Finally, they respect. This is the price of belief. And Leo paid it one day at a time.